Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about Introduction to Computer Networking. Everything you see on the internet runs on a computer network. The internet itself runs on this network of computers. Everything from your personal phones, TVs, computers to industries, factories, offices among others rely on a computer network to get things in line and do anything they would like. Can you imagine a world without instant messenger chats, apps like iMessage, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp along with emails, blogs among others? All these services are made possible with the help of intelligent programming built on top of computer networks. Even industries and big factories now completely rely on computer networks and robotics for almost everything, and without a networking system, almost everything will come to a full stop. With the progress of advancements in the networking system, people are more interested in computer networks than they were ever before. With that said, let's introduce you to the basics of computer networking. But before we get started, make sure to hit that red subscribe button along with that tiny bell icon. Introduction to Computer Networking System. So, the first question that comes to everybody's mind is what a computer network really is, and we don't blame them for it. Due to the lack of proper learning materials, the education of computer networking has largely been ignored. In simple terms, when a group of different computers is connected to each other via cables and wires, this group of computers is now called a computer network. You can use a computer networking system to communicate with other users who are connected to the same network. This allows you to send and receive files, emails, documents, and almost anything you like with every other user in different parts of the building in the same network. But what if they are in a different network or in a different city? With services like the World Wide Web, Internet, you can virtually connect to almost everybody all around the globe. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's try to understand a few basic concepts of why a computer network is needed, various types of network devices, and what sort of devices are needed in order to get your very own setup of a computer network. Importance of computer network. Why was there a need for a computer networking system in the first place? It was developed to make our much simpler and easier. Suppose you work in an office and need a certain document from someone who is working 2 floors above you. So, what do? You take the stairs or the elevator to go to that floor, and then you will have to manually take the file and then come back to your office. But with a computer network, you can get those documents directly on your computer screen with the press of a button without even getting up from your comfy chair. That's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to computer networking, and its potential is almost endless. Types of computer networking. There are various different types of computer networking such as PAN, LAN, MAN, WAN, among others. The terms like LAN and WAN may probably seem very confusing to you, but bear with us as we break it down for a much easier understanding of the concepts. Personal Area Network or PAN is a networking system that is formed between your personal devices such as your computer, mobile phones, PDA devices, etc. PAN can also be used to establish an internet connection between all your personal devices connected to your network. It allows you to quickly share documents, pictures, and videos from your phone to the computer or send it from one phone to another. You can also stream movies and shows from your small screen phone to your large screen television. There is quite a potential in a personal area network, and it is also sometimes called a home area network. Local area network, or LAN in short, means a group of computers and peripherals that are connected to each other in a network via cables and wires in a small area, just like the name suggests. This sort of networking is generally used in schools, colleges, offices, among others, and it allows them to share documents and resources among various other computers all throughout the building. This means that if are in need of documents or anything else, you can get it on your computer screen without actually going out of your room or asking someone else to fetch it for you. Let's consider an example of a school LAN system. Suppose you're a teacher and a new student walks into your classroom and informs you about her admission. But you don't actually know if the new student has actually been admitted. So, instead of actually visiting the administrative office to get the new student's file records, you can simply ask for the file on your computer. The administrative department will then send you the file immediately for verification. This not only saves the extra labor of going around the building every time you need something, but it also saves time, allowing your students more study period. This is just one of the examples of a local area networking, and this system is applied everywhere from office buildings to colleges to almost everywhere. Wide Area Network or WAN, like the name suggests, allows users to connect to various other computer networking systems all across the globe via telephone lines and radio waves. With this sort of connection, you can virtually ask for files and documents from various branches of your office or a different company so long as you have the necessary authorization. This sort of connection allows you to connect to any computer network system anywhere in the world, spanning over thousands of kilometers. One such example is the internet that connects to WAN, LAN, and other networks all over the world. As you already know, using the internet, You can connect and communicate with virtually anyone all over the globe via connections such as iMessage, WhatsApp, etc. Metropolitan Area Network is a networking system that forms a network of multiple LAN connections all over the city and thereby connecting the networks of the industrial sector, educational sector, and various other sectors of a state to form one large network called MAN. Various types of network devices. To set up a computer network, you would need a variety of devices and components that are essential to a network. These include the following and not limited to: network interface card, NIC, hub, cables and connectors, modem, switches, and a router. We will explain why such devices are needed for an easier understanding. Network interface card. It is a device that allows a device to establish a link with other computers. It has its own set of hardware addresses which the data link layer protocol uses to verify the system and establishes a connection to the network upon verification. There are two types of NIC and they are wired NIC and wireless NIC. Hub. It is a small splitter device that splits the original connection lane into multiple lanes which can then be used by other computers to connect to the network with proper authorization. Cables and connectors. The cables and the connectors are the ones responsible for transmitting and receiving data among the network. Modem. If you would like to set up an internet connection to your existing computer network, then a modem device is required to do so. It's a separate part that may or may not included with your computer's motherboard. Switches. Switch is another splitter networking device like the hub, but it allows for an end-to-end connection, unlike hub that transmits any or all messages to all the computers on a network. Router. It is a device that allows internet services to be transmitted all over the network via many LAN-based cables. While we now understand what is a network and the number of devices required to connect to a network, but does one arrange the devices to establish a network connection? Well, that's where network topology comes in. Network topology deals with how different devices, nodes, and cables should be connected physically or logically to establish a network connection with all the computers. If you feel it's a bit complicated and hard to understand, let's take a different approach. Suppose you are in a city that has various buildings and tall infrastructures, but how do you visit all the different buildings? Well, you need roads that connect all the buildings with one another and cars for faster and easier traveling. That's exactly what topology is. Take the buildings as your computers and the road and cars as your cables and connections. The better you arrange these connections, the faster and more stable your network is going to be. There are 4 different ways you can arrange a network and they are bus topology. In this networking topology, all the computers are connected to a main central cable called bus. The bus then acts as a central shared connection medium where every computer will send and receive data over it. Ring topology. This network topology allows various devices to connect to each other in a circular loop. The data sent through this ring can go either in a clockwise or an anti-clockwise direction. But since it is a series-like connection, if any one of the computers fails, the entire network could be disrupted. Star topology. In this topology, there will be a single central device such as a switch or a router where every other device will be connected. Unlike star topology, if any one of these computers on this connection fails, then the other computers will work normally without any disruption. Mesh topology. This one of the most used topologies as it ensures minimal failure and extreme stability. In a mesh connection, all the devices are interconnected to each other individually. Mesh topology can be arranged in either a full mesh or a partial mesh topology. The OSI model. The last fundamental concept that you need to understand is the OSI model. It is a fundamental framework that explains the 7 layers of functions and layers of a computer networking system. OSI stands for Open Systems Interconnection Model and it explains how one computer connects and communicates to another computer on a network. It describes 7 different abstraction layers which is laid out in the following order. Application layer. This layer allows the user to use applications over the network. The application will then access the networking devices once the users input their requirements. Presentation layer. This layer uses advanced encryption and decryption algorithm to securely transmit and receive data among various devices. Session layer. This layer is responsible for managing various ports, connectors, and their sessions. Transport layer. When data is being transmitted over the network, it layers is one which is responsible for transmitting the data using standard protocols such as TCP or UDP. Network layer. It regulates and maintains various connection paths. When multiple computers are connected, there will be multiple paths. This layer decides which paths should be chosen for transmission of particular data depending on data traffic and transmission congregation. Data link layer. It uses node-to-node data transfer protocols to transmit various types of data format that is allowed on the network. Physical layer. The physical layer is responsible for the data that is transmitted across the network via the physical layer of the network such as cabling, repeaters, modems and such. So guys, today we talked a lot about computer but it not the end. Please share your comment about computer. I will try my best to answer all of your questions. If you like this video, please tap the like button, and if you want to know more about computers, please subscribe to this channel. I will be back with another video soon. Till then, take care and goodbye.